What's up, guys? We're back on Last Epoch. We're going to be continuing the hardcore character we made after we lost our other. Of course, we've been kind of gone for a couple days, mainly because the little one was sick, but she is mostly recovered, and now she is sleeping today because she wore herself out. So let's see how far we can make it with Hollowed Luck 3. We're going to do a mage this time per Trez's request. I believe he said Rune Master, so we're gonna try that. Of course, as soon as I try to join, it disconnects me. Off to a great start. Let's try this again. I'm on. Did that to me the other day too. Nice. You were going Sorcerer though, right? Not Rune Master? Or what did you choose? And what up, Trez? And what's up, what's his face? I see you actually caught a stream. Also, is anything too loud other than my voice? Well, if it lets me in the game. Are they having server issues today? Cool. I try really hard to adjust it before I start the stream, but sometimes it's a little weird. All right. I set up another playlist. Hopefully I don't get dinged for DMCA. It says everything on here is DMCA, or DMCA free, but here's to hoping. Man, we're off to a heavy stream already, right off the bat today. I appreciate everyone showing up. You would be correct. Rune Master is known as the mage of 21 plus spells. So, we'll see how this goes. I did have a Rune Master prior, before the season started, but it was varying between completely broken to not viable. Oh yeah, I forgot we could just rune spam. Or not rune spam, Nova spam. But no little helper tonight. I'd say she's going to be passed out. She's over there laying down right now at the bottom of the bed. She needs well-deserved sleep. Yesterday was real rough for her. How's everyone's day been today? Anything interesting? Anyone get some good loot? Also, Ryder, I still need to know about that movie. How'd that go? Nice. Well, when you do get on, I hope you get some good loot. Already just almost died. Foreshadowing. I apologize about the lighting right now. Kind of keeping it dark so the little one can sleep. Not that you need a whole lot of light to see this ugly mug. I spent most of my day today just networking and trying to improve some of my other socials. Dang, Trez. I think that's the biggest number you've told me in that game. Can't beat that then. Profit's profit. Yo, I want to run the cells for 600k in real life. Hook a struggler up, you know? It was decent. Don't know if I'd buy it to own, but I'm glad I saw it. Might watch it again someday. I have only seen one Stratham movie I didn't like, and that was years ago. One of my favorite parts is this character in the film was almost extreme no nonsense. That reminds me a bit of the Punisher or Judge Dredd. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I could definitely see that relation there then. That seems like him though. Yeah. That's pretty much how I am with everything anymore though. No nonsense. I've put up with a lot in the last couple of years, and I'm at that point where it's like, you want to cause drama or anything like that, be gone. Doesn't help with the tisms. I have to work real hard for emotions to start with. So, you know, if someone caused me to have to develop another mask, it ain't worth it. I can be everyone's friend, but I don't trust everyone out the gate. I mean, you seen me the other day, I was like, are you a spy? Oh no. Got stunned. Oh, fireball. Fireball bad. Well, this isn't gonna go well. Stop shooting me. Yeah, we have like no damage right now. Struggle's real.
I cannot do that.
None of our stuff does well. I mean, look, the second one might not be a lie. Like, Thingrust is tolerable, but I ain't a super big pizza lover. I love video games, though. There's like 3 things in this life that I love, and video games is one of them. It may have taken a lot of work to understand how that correlation was, but you know, here we are. Actually, I just like sleeping. I have like this absolute dread about sleeping. But to be fair, there was a lot of abuse as a child about sleep. So anytime I went to sleep, I woke up, you know, getting hit or screamed at, you know, for sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know. Oh, such a lazy piece of shit. Meh, meh, meh. Yeah, okay. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. So I just didn't sleep. And I used to wander around town at night and chill on this like walk bridge in front of this giant old abandoned lunatic asylum. Good times. I mean, one of the favorite things. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. She's sleeping right now. What? Yes, she is asleep. She has lost the battle against the dream. Yo, I need to, like, move chain lightning. There we go. The raven nest is occupied. She actually made her own little nest, stole a couple of my pillows, and she's wrapped up in her ghost blanket. She's laying down where I made her little medical station, where if she would like throw up or something like that, it would be easy to clean up. All that stuff's cleaned up now, but she has chosen to sleep there again. Yeah. I multitask a lot, so I like to be able to occupy both hands. That way, if I have to hit a tab or something like that, I can still attack with one hand. I'm one of those filthy keyboard and mouse players. I know a lot of people talk smack about those people in WoW. Why is this guy so much easier than the other dude? Jesus. Yeah. I was gifted a game by someone, and per request they want me to stream it. But I'm working on a scene. I almost have it done. I was supposed to have it done today. But if you guys get on and you're wondering why the heck I'm playing that game, you'll understand. It's outside my normal character development. I mean, it's not really a surprise, but I'm going in completely blind with no knowledge of what the heck to do, and with my luck, I will be at an instant disadvantage. I think it's called Bolero or something like that. It's like a roguelike card game. Like I said, I'm going in blind, so I don't know for sure what it's all about. The only thing I did was like log in to where I could see what the UI was going to look like, so I can make a scene for it. Yeah. It was per their request, so it's something I'll probably fit in throughout the week. Might do some morning streams or something with it.
This way. You're here to help. Protect the drink. Tread carefully.
Oh, I should probably bring up my other chat box so I can see if someone messages on YouTube. I keep forgetting. Oh, there we go. At least I've leveled a couple times. I should have some stuff in the bank that I can actually utilize now. Also, there's a game coming out called Expedition 33. Is that something any of you guys would be interested in watching me play? It is a turn-based JRPG, but new style. I've kind of been following it, but not enough to like ruin it or anything. I feel like I've been playing a whole lot of super RNG based dungeon crawler like games. Other than Azure Dreams and Chrono Trigger anyway.
Well, tell you what, let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more.
Give me that shard.
These stalks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
It looks interesting. Its graphics look really pretty. Comes out in like a couple hours. But still not sure, because I have to be very picky choosy about what I use my last little bits of Steam credit on. It's essentially gift cards left over from last year. I need to put this here. That there. That there. There we go. Keep forgetting to move all my abilities instead of just one. But because we joked about pizza earlier, I'm a food-centric person. Do you have any favorite foods? I know you're fond of spicy jerky and pickled sausage. I mean, are you talking all food, or are you talking like cuisine? Like, if I make dinner for the fam or something like that, like, are you talking like that? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I can probably eat beef jerky and pickled sausages until I die. Yeah, okay. So cuisine-wise, I'm not gonna lie, it's soup, and that's not super restrictive. It's like a lot of soup. Love me some soup. Like, sometimes I'll take like Angus, like rump roast or whatever, and I will sear it, and then I'll slow cook it in an Instapot. Well, I'll pressure cook it in an Instapot for like 30 minutes on high pressure, and then I'll slow cook it with veggies and stuff like that and a bunch of different seasonings. I can't tell you exactly what seasonings because the way I cook drives people insane. That is actually my biggest autism, is I can cook based entirely off of smell. Drives people insane because they're like, how do you make everything so good? I'm like, I have no idea. Me and Trez actually talk about food stuff all the time, and he actually hooked me up with Hungarian spices. We were talking about that the other day, I think, and definitely helped me out a lot. Cut down on the cost of soup by a good bit. Only thing sucks is meat's so expensive right now. Like, soup's usually like a cheap option. And you can make a lot out of a little, but I think what used to be $10 is like $40, $50 to make a big pot of soup now. I'm also real big into just spicy anything. Like, I have so many different spicy spices. If you guys see me itching a lot, it is because I think I'm having a reaction to the adhesive for the heart monitor, and it's driving me insane. So I apologize.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure.
Yeah,
you're safe.
I cook almost entirely by scent. It drives people nuts because they're like, "You should tell me how to make this," and I'm like, "I don't know how I did it. I just put stuff together." Yeah. Like, I don't like spicy stuff when it's like, I don't know how to say it otherwise, other than like the super artificial spicy stuff, like when you get like Reaper hot sauce and it's like just pure Caspian and some nasty aftertaste flavor. I hate that.
I cannot do that.
Alright, now we should be able to check the bank and get some gear on. Yes. Yes. The chemical taste is disgusting.
Eterra's blessing. Prayers be with you.
Alright, what do we got in here? Increase fire damage. Not really doing fire damage. Increase elemental damage. We'll put that bad boy on right now. Put those on. I'm really surprised we don't have more stuff to use. I mean, then again, I guess we didn't really have a whole lot of, like, sorcerer stuff drop because we were playing other characters. Oh well. It is what it is. Let's vendor this junk.
Right. Everything okay? Where's Balthus? What? That must... An Osp. What happened? That must be... We have to camp. Are you sure? You'll stay safe. stay alive and bring Balthus back.
Let's see. More intellect and resistances. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really know the route I'm going to go with this build yet then. Not sure how to do the survivability on the sorcerer anymore. What up, Forgotten? Give me loot. Oh, there's a treasure chest over there.
Not.
The lightning just has such distance, to be honest. It's real nice. If I had a way of being defensive right now, I'd be going a lot faster, but I'm kind of not sure how fast I can go without getting myself into a hole I can't get out of. Also, it would be nice if we had some kind of movement skill.
I cannot do that.
I feel like I'm forgetting something with this class already. Not gonna lie though, if this one dies, I'm probably gonna go either the Warlock or back to the Void Knight and try again. But kind of don't want to go Sentinel because it seems like everyone has went Sentinel this time. And I feel like that's the easy route. Yeah, I think I got Flame Ward, but I didn't put it on.
I cannot do that.
I feel like that's what I'm missing, to be honest. Okay. Guess we'll do lightning ages just to see if it helps as well. Would also help to put the ward on my bar. Alright, now we're pushing a little bit.
I cannot do that.
At least I'm going to have a bunch of characters outside of the hardcore realm once this is all said and done. So once everyone gets leveled, at least I'll have characters to play with everyone with.
I cannot do that.
There you go, Grunty's lair. Just for Trez.
You're here for the Epoch. Reaching me was impressive, but it's mine. Call Member Wing.
We are not doing very much damage, that's for sure. Not to this guy. Kind of pathetic how much damage we're actually doing. It's kind of sad. Come on now.
I cannot do
The
that.
Epoch is ours. Raya, aid me.
Come on now. Yo, this is how I feel like I go through life as, like, have all these cool powers and none of them do nothing.
Cannot do that.
No, Raya. Now get me out of here. Oh, I will. If more now, which, speaking of,
Onward. Back to town.
I must reach Lynn at once.
My version out of date. I just got on. Bruh. I can't go back to town because the game's out of date. Well, I guess I'll restart my game. It says it's out of date. I log out. It's not out of date. Come on now. Let's try to get back in and see what it does. Oh, it updated, I guess, but there wasn't an actual update. What? My dude. Gonna be one of those nights, isn't it? I guess I'll close Steam and reopen it and see if that fixes it. Nice. Sounds like you might be decent to go with Spellblade, maybe. Alright, trying to get back into the game again and see if it says it's out of date still. Welcome back, Trez. Alright, there we go. Now it's fixed. That was weird.
A terror's blessing. Prayers be with you.
I actually have that fire aura on crit thing too, but I have it on a belt. It's level 31. Let's see. Good. Put that on just for the movement speed. Defender the rest of this junk. Honestly, just one of the weapons in our bank might be good to just put on for right now. You know what? We're just going to toss that bad boy on for right now. And we're going to do something kind of what you're doing, but different element. Okay. Where is... How do I skill? There we go. Respec. Remove. No, I want to fully respec. Mana strike.
I cannot do that.
We're gonna try that. See what we can do.
He's back. He's been quiet.
Go back. No, do go Irina. I'm sorry to you too. This is what
Oh yeah, you do have to go to work here soon. I'm sorry, my dude.
with the Epoch's power, I'll finally be able to.
Yeah, definitely don't vendor the ones that have traits that you want to rip off. Every time you go to a vendor, make sure you're buying the shatter runes too, because it's nice to be stocked up on those.
The shard seems to have taken me somewhere, yet my surroundings appear familiar.
What's the little dinosaur emote mean? I want a dinosaur.
I cannot do that.
And who are you?
Ah. Man, we're already level 10? What the heck?
Fools! I cannot.
Terra, watch over you. God.
Circling back to answer my portion of the dinner question. Oh yeah, we got sidetracked. I don't know if I have a secret favorite, but I love steak, burger, Chinese, family recipe, taco meat too. You're one of the very few people I've met who likely enjoy the heat level. Yeah, I love me some steak, but I can't eat steak around a whole lot of people because they judge me for how I want my steak. I can definitely dig some grilled burgers, but when it comes to like fast food burgers, for some reason, it's not as appetizing to me. Like, I'll eat it, but definitely don't prefer it. Exactly. I know, dude. What they don't understand is the reason I eat the steak the way I do is because the not blood, the hemoglobin, whatever you want to call it. The best way I can explain it is I can taste their existence, and if I can taste their existence in the meat, I don't want it. People are welcome to eat it however they want, but if I can smell and taste their existence, it is not appetizing to me, and I no longer want to eat. Because what it comes down to is if, you know, how your steak is cooked changes the flavor that drastically, then use more spices. Cook your steak differently. Stop being a sheeple, you know? But yeah, you're right. If it's not on my plate and it's not on their plate, then it's not anyone else's problem than whoever's plates it's on. Unless you're my child dipping M&Ms in cheese dip, because I'm judge her a little bit for that one. I can't believe she did that one. 100% judgment, though.
Force be with you. Stay safe.
Actually, it wasn't eating M&Ms. It was a Skittle, now that I think about it. And yes, Chinese food is like some of my favorite, but specifically like hibachi Japanese style food. Rather Asian food, I guess. Not specifically Chinese, but... do not use blood to iron. A couple thousand nosebleeds in my life. Yeah. I had pleurisy really bad when I was younger, so the taste of blood is really strong for me too.
Farewell.
I mean, isn't that because of like cultural reasons though, Trez? Like, I don't want to say religion, but maybe religion.
I cannot.
Interesting. I wonder what the reasoning is. I'm surprised they don't have like an American restaurant there. Taste the Texas, you know, and just giant steaks the size of a cow there.
I cannot do that.
I'm actually kind of curious now too. Can't remember if we've talked about that one or not.
I cannot do that.
I feel like if Trez did have a favorite beef dish, it'd probably be soup. Like a beef steak stew. Oh yeah, your guys' blog now is actually, you know, real food. No, nah, the mystery meat. Dang it, Trez.
I cannot do that.
Trez, you can't say it's mystery meat. You're not in the US. Yours is actual meat. Oh yeah, good luck at work, my dude. Funeral. You didn't tell me about that. Well, hopefully that goes well as well. Well, as well as it can. And let me know when you make it back.
I cannot do that.
And only been to 2 funerals. People don't take me to those, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but
Impressive. Go on. I'll be right behind you.
See.
yeah, passive points.
Go on then. Bah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
You thought now the gods have long
Yeah, we got some idle slots now.
but their memory will give you comfort. Be safe, traveler.
Interesting. All right. I have to continue fondling through the dark with this build, I guess.
I cannot do that.
Oh, man. Now I really want some steak. Ain't got that kind of money right now, though. I have to check and see if somewhere maybe has it like half off or something. It's coming up on expired or some crap. Make soup out of tomorrow. You know, this actually might turn out alright. Just gonna attack really fast. Oh, that would be nice to have. Guess I'll just kill it just so I have it. Oh, that hurt. I also greatly enjoy bastardized tacos, like Americanized tacos. Nothing against originals, but like I don't do well with the like shells for some reason. Not do well, but like I taste bleachy. But like just making some, I guess, white people tacos. It's good stuff. Yeah, I usually do wraps. Like the crunchy shells, like I don't mind if they're like flavored shells, but I don't know. I used to like just, I know Taco Bell's not really tacos, but like I used to destroy some Taco Bell when I was younger. Me and a friend at the time used to go to Taco Bell, and I'd order like $35 worth of taco or some burritos. We'd get to the drive-thru and they'd look at him and be like, "Are you going to eat all these?" And then he'd be like, "No, that guy's going to eat all of them." Me and my 6'4" self and 130 pounds at that time. There was actually one Taco Bell we went to and did that too. They were like, "I have to shake your hand. The fact that you can eat all this is absurd." I'm like, "Yeah, it's one setting." Back then, yeah, I was super light, and then I jumped up to 170, and I stayed 170 until I was about 22, 23. Then I went up to like 180, 190, and then it wasn't until COVID, so like 2018, 19, that I went above 200 pounds. I'm sitting at 205 right now, 210, depending on the day. No, I mean, at my height and my body build, I'm technically supposed to be about 630, or not 630, 230. Dang, 630. That'd be absurd. My biological dad is 7'4", and yeah, I think he's like 260, 270 or something like that. But he's kind of a bastard. There was one of those things I used to tell people about my biological dad, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're just exaggerating. You know, you've seen him one time when you were a kid," which is true. I've only seen him really one time in my life. And then he showed up at my wedding, and they were like, "What the crap? You were not kidding." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you." I've met a couple people. Not many, though. We had one that I went to school, or two that I went to school with that was over 7 foot, but... I'm glad that I didn't get as tall as him, but I also might still continue growing over time, but who knows. It's a possibility that we share a genetic that is a mutation, and because I've slowly been growing, I was originally like 6'2", 6'3". I wasn't 6'4" back then, but who knows? Realistically, it's highly possible it's tied to my heart issues, and that's part of the reason I'm trying to pursue to find out. Dang. Oh, you're a tall one as well. Over here making me feel like the short one.
You please stop him.
What? Goodbye.
Nah, it doesn't take much to do that though. I'm pretty sure it's because of, you know, the childhood and stuff like that, but like I always feel small. Drives me insane.
Yes? Follow your feet.
I don't know. Little one keeps growing like she is. She's gonna be taller than I am. Oh man, I already have to. She's fortunately and unfortunately got my strength. Had to take her to the hospital a couple times, and that's been an endeavor because she was already bigger than the baby tube, so you couldn't put her in the baby tube for x-rays, and I had to like hold her down because like 3 or 4 doctors couldn't. Fun times. So I definitely do everything I can to avoid unnecessary doctor visits. The only reason we went to the doctor that time is because someone wouldn't listen to me, but you know, she had been imitating me, so she was like pretending to limp, and then one other time she imitates me and pretended to cough because I have essentially a permanent cough. You probably didn't. She probably did crack my neck. I'm so used to her roughhousing, then I really don't pay attention to it most of the time. The only time I ever pay attention to it is when it's like towards someone else, because I'm like, please don't hurt them. Play nice with them. Thankfully, she's not aggressive, other than with affection. I mean, so far, this is actually going pretty well. I'm not killing like super fast, but it's not slow. But it seems like I'm actually surviving better than my rogue. I know it's early, but I feel like we struggled early on with the rogue. They're working real hard on the servers today. Yeah, and they have been that way since the beginning, so I can honestly say they're consistent with that. And they do pretty well trying to not overtune stuff, so there's that. It does seem like Sentinel's a little stronger than the other classes right now, but it's not too out of proportion.
I cannot do that.
It sucks that Path of Exile 2 is in such dire straits right now. Like, I thought the new season was going to go well for them, but they're just destroying themselves with it. And because of that, most of the people from Path of Exile 2 is flooding over to here. we're just a trucking right now. Hopefully, we can get through most of the story pretty quickly, but I don't want to be overly optimistic and just get trampled at some point. Might have to switch it back to trap music here soon. Keep that upbeat nature so I don't get like drowsy. Not that I particularly sleep well, but with the heart issues, the passing out's still a real reality. Ooh, offhand catalyst. What have we got? Oh, the souls. Lame. I'm starting to set like a shrimp again. Really need to, like, strap myself to the chair or something so I stop doing that. Ow. Well, looks like our follower count, or viewer count's going down pretty quickly today. Started off strong. It's all good. Strong start's better than a weak start, you know? You're probably right. Nah, they're probably watching you like, man, this guy sucks. Well, that's the name of the game. That's why my name is Hollowed Luck. I never claimed to be good at anything. Oh, got hit by a bunch of stuff all at once there.
Gods. Terra, watch over.
Speaking of spicy, I still have a spicy pickle to finish eating.
Stay back.
Our boss damage seems to be lacking a little bit.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Grillo seems familiar. I'll have to look him up so I can see if I've seen the picture or not.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, we did it.
It pains me to see an elder twisted like this. What a waste.
Let's take a look here. Yes, I have had the Grillo spicy pickles. They're pretty good.
What is this place? Astounding.
You seem a little disordered. This is what he might be kind enough to stay safe.
You've woke. Then close your eyes and focus on the potential you wish to wield as I guide the shades to you.
I usually destroy the container in one setting. I'm bad about that. I buy a lot of pickles. Little one does the same thing. Usually how it goes is I'll go to open a jar of pickles, I'll set them on my desk, go to do something, come back, they're gone. Have to get another jar. I might get that jar. Alright, Trez requested Rune Master, so we're going to Rune Master.
Strength will be necessary if our world, our reality, is to have any hope.
There's one that I keep getting advertised on Facebook that I really want to try, but I can't justify spending $38 on a jar of pickles. I can't remember what they're called, though. I think I have them bookmarked. I'll have to look at it and get back to you on that one. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's a big jar, but like... Alright, let's see what kind of weird build we can make out of this. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. Like, yeah, about that. If I could get my hand right. Yeah, about like that big. So, I mean, like, they're decently sized jars, but like... I don't know. They have other pickled products too that I wanted to try, but
Thank you. There is an old passage to the surface. I will guard
Stay safe.
yeah. I mean, if it does that, I mean, I can make money off of those. Buy and resell.
May a tear a smile upon you. Farewell. Greetings. Do not dwell on regret.
That's something I also wanted to try, but I'm always like afraid it'll be just like a huge waste of money. Is the pickleballs that you can get on Amazon? People are getting them for like pranks and TikToks and stuff like that. But I'm over here wanting them just to eat them. What's making you want to get it? Oh, yeah, sorry. I misread that. I want to try pickleballs. They were using them for like TikTok trends and stuff like that there for a while as pranks, but I'm over here like, yeah, I want to actually try them to eat them. It's supposed to only be about 3.5 minutes per hour of ads, and I feel like it might not be working like it's supposed to, but yeah, they're like these super bitter, like, clumps of flavoring that you can get on Amazon. They're just called pickleballs. And it's not like a corn puff or anything like that. It's just like condensed powder.
I cannot. I cannot do that.
And yeah, I had considered getting Oblivion Remastered, but I think we'd already kind of talked about it. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I played them. They were good for its time, but I don't know, other than the graphics, if it'd be good. Not to mention, I kind of don't want to pay $50 for a game that ruined the entire gaming industry. Kind of don't want to support that BS again. That and that freaking gold horse. Pretty sure if they add that DLC into the Oblivion Remastered, I'm going to literally drive there and dick punch someone. Excuse my language, but... all DLC included? I don't know if I trust that. They'll find a way.
I cannot do that.
That's kind of the reason I stopped playing ESO, other than the cheater friend, is the hefty push towards loot boxes, and I'm like, Also melee hit, damage over time for minions. Holy smokes. It's actually kind of a cool weapon. Yeah, those weren't bad. I don't know if this chest piece is going to be better because I feel like I dropped damage. 386. I mean, it's not too big of a drop. And that ward per second's kind of huge for defense. Especially since we have a high ward rotation, or retention. I feel like that's pretty massive. Yeah, like almost 300 ward just from the regen. And I can craft on it. Make it a little better, hopefully. Yeah, I regen ward faster than they do damage almost. Oh, he broke my shield there. The adhesive making me itch. Let me in. Let me into the zone. Do it. Setting on a load screen. Anybody home? Guess we'll go back to the main menu and try to come back in. The way the server's being, maybe I should have tried to play something else tonight. I bit the inside of my cheek earlier. And, the pickle burns. I know, right? Man, it really doesn't want me to be in the zone. was gonna say I might have to go play Monster Hunter at this rate. I got a lot of catching up to do on Monster Hunter at some point. Bum, 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 bum. I hate those guys. They're not as bad as the guys that throw rocks, but still can one-tap you if you're not careful. Yeah. Seems like you made a good decent. You made a decent amount of progress then. Don't mind me as I have a stroke on stream. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's just a little bit back now. Yeah. The base crafting does make things progress a little faster, too. Once you can start getting to the advanced crafting, it gets real interesting. I'm actually kind of dreading that for hardcore because you have to run a dungeon for the advanced craftings. And I remember dying quite a bit on that dungeon on a normal server.
I cannot do that.
Also, as much as I'd hate to say it, I'm gonna have to play Diablo 4 here soon too, because they're going to be apparently doing a crossover of Berserk. And I love me some Berserk. Ow. Yes. When I seen that, I didn't read all the details. When I seen that, I was like, what the heck? Yeah. I really want the Suffering brand tattooed. Feel like it's like very fitting for my lifestyle.
I cannot do that.
How's this guy not dead? This guy's very strong. Frenzy when the allies die. Oh, Jesus.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah, I don't like this mob, dude. This mob is stupid.
I cannot do that.
I think this is the dumbest mob I've come across so far. Jesus. Okay. I have very fond memories of staying overnight at a friend's house, going to Blockbuster. It looks like a good back text. It was so good. Rushed over before they closed and renting everything and pitching it the entire night. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. I was really excited for the new series, but I guess the new version of it's never going to get finished since he passed away. If I could get away with playing some of that music on here, I definitely would. Getting ganged up on here. Oh God.
I cannot do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even without a loot filter, the loot is more convenient on this. Oh, how can I? Are you meaning like how I see it? Or are you meaning, is there a way? Oh. Oh, okay, sorry. Rereading that the second time hurt my head, I guess. Look, like I said, communication's not my forte, you know? My body is hurting today. Like I'm just sore. I'm on like day 3 of not taking my medication to make sure that this test is more accurate.
Go on.
I feel like it's taking the toll of my body now. It is what it is. Still sleep over there on the floor like a ridiculous child. She seems to be sleeping peacefully tonight at least. Why can't I hit that guy? Get out of here.
I cannot do that.
Ooh, wonder if we're going to get good loot out of this one. I think that demon just cussed me out. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to upgrade it. In case I have to make a Void Knight again. Definitely going to have to upgrade that.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, I can face tank this one. Nice. If you do kind of figure out what you're looking for stat-wise, there are quite a few loot filters you can get online for this game that help substantially like narrow down the loot you're looking at. But honestly, you can get away with not having it. It's pretty easy to understand what loot is beneficial. Not to mention I like to like hoard up on shards for other classes. Oh, you can definitely do that. On hardcore, I don't recommend that, but on normal season, yeah, do it. Nice. That's how I was too. Well, not the Crusader, but I was the weird arcane wizard, and I would set it up to where I could just teleport instantaneously like 300 times and use the ward blades and just be a tank. And then I would find ways to automatically summon the arcane orbs around me, and I would just use that to kill everything. Fun times. I miss that build.
I cannot do that.
Alright, onward. There we go. Now we got some more AoE going on. Shrine of Wealth. Give me all that monies. I'm not sure what kind of uniques or anything like that I'm gonna shoot for this guy yet. I feel like being that I'm Rune Master and doing some like weird melee combo for it, I could easily find a couple interesting ones. Yeah, using Avalanche with the Mana Blade or Mana Strike. But I'm converting the Mana Strike over to lightning damage and then, or to cold damage and then to lightning damage. And then I think I have a couple points into the Spell Blade where it does a little bit of each element, because as the Rune Master you kind of need to do all the elements. And I'm trying to remember how that's going to benefit me, but we'll figure it out as we get down through there. I just need to find a way of making the Rune Strike hit more area. I like Avalanche because there's a lot of customization for it, and it kind of fills the gap of me not having a whole lot of AoE doing the melee.
Fools!
Let's see. Alright, let's see. Shatter Rune. Shatter. Shatter. That's actually a really good drop. But I just don't know what kind of build I would use it for. Like damage over time with minions and lightning damage. Plus it smites? I don't know. Be kind of cool if it made your minion damages smite, but I don't think that's the case. Now we get Fire Aura with their Flame Ward. So extra damage, I guess. It's not bad. Oh, I didn't check to see if I could craft on this. Can't craft on it because I need to be higher level. Lame. Definitely need to get rid of that thing some point soon. It's holding me back. Alright. Onward. Maybe I can dual wield. I don't remember if the sorcerers can be dual wield. Dual wielders or not. Cannot talk. Worse than normal. Should be the second upgrade, I think. And power. kind of crazy that I'm starting to be able to face tank with this guy, and I couldn't even do that on the Sentinel. Seems silly. Let's see. Do you play any RTS games? I just downloaded Stormgate after seeing some play. How it's been improving since release. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't play a whole lot of RTS other than way back in the day. I played Spacecraft? The Blizzard one? StarCraft. I don't know why I was fucking messing that up. Yeah, I think that's about all I've really ever played. But, a lot of turn-based games, but not anything like that, really. Nice. I don't know. I don't know if I just didn't get into them because I was kind of late to the game on PC back in the day, or was too enveloped by MMORPGs back then. And games like Final Fantasy. Yeah. I was in WoW in the last phase of the beta test, but otherwise I was on Final Fantasy 11 and RuneScape at the time. I missed the whole Asheron's Call time frame. Actually didn't even hear about it until somewhat recently. And people were trying to get me to go play on a private server, and I'm like, I'm sure that game was great back in the day, but it looks rough now, and I don't have the member mentality of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to get me to go play on. I oddly enough didn't ever quest it either, though. I had quite a few people trying to get me to play it back in the day. I don't know why, it's just something about EverQuest just didn't appeal to me. I used to like drool over the thought of playing Phantasy Star, but I never made it to Phantasy Star either. Phantasy Star Online, anyway.
Yes.
I cannot do that.
I did try to get into Phantasy Star Online 2 here recently, but I love me some anime, and I love me some like Star Ocean games, but like I don't know. Even I don't feel like I'm weeb enough for that game. And it just, the community doesn't seem to be there unless you're already in your own little niche community for it. Nothing against it, it's just I haven't been able to get into it. Man, I cannot stop yawning tonight. Might actually end up going to sleep.
I cannot do that.
Wanted to at least get a couple hours of streaming in tonight to keep up my my combo. There for that first month I was streaming at least an hour every day, but I started getting like super defeatist. I was like, oh man, I'm not making any progress. Yeah. It definitely looked like one of the original, like, the Phantasy Star Online 1, I definitely could have, like, dug into and been a huge part of, but I don't know, something about 2 is just extra anime. Well, the defeatist in me is like, oh, I've never been good at anything, or at least never succeeded in a way that people could even see me. So I have a hard time. But I mean, realistically, I'm not doing bad. It's only my second month, and I'm making progress. Some people come in and check every now and then, and a new follower here and there. Oh yeah, I still need to dig out that deck. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I have a bunch of collection stuff I need to get out of the same box. Oh, not a bunch, but some.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot. I cannot do that.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. I really wanted to get in magic and stuff like that when I was younger, just to try to like fit into some crowd, because I really didn't fit into anywhere. But it never really happened. I ended up just being part of the people that obtained cards and sold to other people. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Yeah. I'm not lucky enough to do that kind of stuff. Me and one other person had a very unorthodox approach to the whole situation when we were younger. And honestly, it's a majority of how I could afford to live when I was younger. But maybe it wasn't the most ethical. Probably the closest to being a criminal I've ever been in my life, but won't go into too much detail on that one. To be fair, I wasn't the one doing the mischievous activities. I was just the sorter, counter, distributor. Just over there looking like the Resident Evil 4 vendor, you know? Whipping out my trench coat. What are you selling? What are you buying? Oh, I'm sure. And yes, I really do have multiple trench coats. I used to mock that guy so often. Yeah. Good old vendor. What are you selling? What are you buying? Whose bleep are you sucking? Cracks up at youth. Yeah. I used to crack up at the animated videos on Newgrounds and stuff like that for Resident Evil. Met a lot of people on Newgrounds though. Quite a few of them have ended up being developers for shows and games and stuff like that. Missed opportunities for my contribution, but glad they're succeeding.
I cannot do that.
Ow, scratching my nose, he almost got me. Oh. Third upgrade. Let's see. We're gonna get it. As soon as I clear out these zombies. Alright. Oh, 78 melee lightning damage on that? Increased fire damage. Why that combination? It could have been increased lightning damage or void damage and it would have been amazing. I mean, it's still pretty good, but... That's a lot of health. Alright, let's get this sword so we can have it for our Void Knight. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It was some big numbers.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Like, that's a lot of melee lightning damage, to be honest. Like, the weapon itself only has 30 damage and then plus 40 void damage. And it gives you more lightning damage than both of that. That's kind of absurd. It also is kind of funny because the sorcerer in this game, like, talks smack about the mobs and stuff like that.
I cannot do that.
Fools. Yeah, it's true.
I cannot do that.
I'm not gonna lie, like, pretty sure I could, like, throw this weapon on and it would still Shrek as a sorcerer. That's essentially what I'm doing now. Yeah. Not sure how I'm gonna make it work, but it's doing alright right now.
I cannot do that.
If I could just find a way of auto-casting Avalanche, that'd be nice. Yeah, passive.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, let's change that song. Alright, let's set our points. Oh, I didn't set the spells. Ooh, damage in a larger area. Yes, please. Although 20% of nothing is not much. Slowly but surely, we are making progress with this character. The last one we made it up to Lagon and died. We were so close. The rogue was doing alright, but I just feel like he was cursed from the beginning. Or she.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Stupid little dragon summoners. Alright. Where do we need to go now? Fools. Give me my loots. Still not sure how we're gonna utilize Rune Master to its fullest this way, but we'll figure it out, I guess.
I cannot.
Maybe we'll find some unique that allows us to trigger spells with it. Looks like we're getting a lot of people jump into the stream, but they're not staying long. Oh. Let's see. We gotta find the temple on this one. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I got like a B cup on the left side, I guess. Could be enticing to someone. Mainly older women, but you know.
I cannot do that.
All it's gonna take is just the right people to jump into the stream when I have the right mask on. It's either gonna be a really fun stream or I'm gonna get banned, I guess. I like how we can get so many of those little chill ores on the ground.
I cannot do that.
What have we got? Font of their race. Actually, I think that's one of the really, really good items.
I cannot do that.
Alright, let's take a look. 1 ward per hit per 10 missing mana if your current ward is lower than your missing health. Increases health and mana. Mana spent gained as ward. Yes, that is actually one of the better items in the game. Definitely gonna have to upgrade that guy 3 times. Maybe we'll get lucky and get some kind of crazy extra effects on it.
I cannot do that.
Alright, now we need to find him 2 more times.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
I think the Sorcerer is actually who I used to play before I decided to go the Void Knight originally on this game. But I don't think Rune Master was a thing at first. Or if it was, I don't remember it initially. I just remember playing it after they added it or unlocked it. Might not have not been a thing for very long. because I know they were patching like left and right when it first hit. Is my music still coming through my stream? The little volume bar for it's not showing that it's picking up again. I know it did it the other day and it was still coming through. Okay.
I cannot do that.
This guy should go down relatively quick.
I cannot do that.
Or at least I thought he would. Guess not. Eventually I'll be a big bad sorcerer, right?
So many years spent researching and theorizing what may lie within these walls. I cannot do that.
Assassin Prime. Throw shurikens. I'm a ninja mage. I'm trying not to be as picky and just keep trucking so I can get through this as fast as possible.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
The bands of frost, but it just has frost resist on it, not frost damage. Makes no sense. Yeah. It's like WoW back in the day, giving you plate strength gear that had spirit on it or whatever. Or no, leather gear with strength. That's what I was thinking of.
I cannot do that.
Yeah. I specifically remember in BC how there was a giant two-handed axe that almost always dropped when you're farming in Bladespire. That would be like strength and intellect or something like that. And two-handed shaman wasn't really a thing anymore.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
That next one's probably going to hurt a little bit.
I cannot. Fools. Fools.
Yeah. And even then, it was like a very specific Reddited. All right.
I cannot do that.
Man, Glacier's actually starting to hit like a truck.
I cannot.
Throwing hammers. Go, go, hammer. I'm a hammered in. I can pretend to be a crusader.
I cannot do that.
Oh, there's the third version. Let's go while we have this. Give me that ring.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah, I mostly did the Thorns builds too on my crusader.
Cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot.
Ouch. Oh, I got Weaver's Will 12 on it. Yeesh. All right. Hopefully we get some good rolls with that Weaver's Will.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Oh, goodness.
I cannot do that. I cannot. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot. I cannot do that. I cannot. Cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot.
All right.
After eons.
At least the build seems to be doing pretty decent. Alright, we gotta make sure we get that in the bank. Strong voice sword. Then purple. Alright. Guess we'll break down the rest. Or vendor the rest.
Take care.
Turn in this quest.
I cannot do that.
I believe sent they we seek out the outcast queen, leader of the living rebels, and show her the epoch. The rest will be up to you.
Definitely need more AoE with that skill. Let's see. Sir, reduced cooldown. No, don't see reduced cooldown. Alright. We're at the 3-hour mark. I think we'll call it a short stream today. I know it's not really that short, but I think I'm going to call it here and probably do an early day stream tomorrow playing that Bolero or whatever it was. And then probably play some more Last Epoch in the evening. Of course, as always, I appreciate you showing up and all the others that showed up as well, even though they're not really here now. But everyone's always welcome. If you got any friends to send my way, feel free if they want to come poke fun at me. Otherwise, you have a wonderful night.